Hey, how you doing? It's homie Cool Breeze. And to my left, I have Molo.
What's up, everybody? Moshua Loriel. Nice to meet you.
Tell the people kind of what you do.
Okay, so I do a lot. I'm a host. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a poet. But hosting is primarily my thing now, and being an entrepreneur is what occupies all of my time these days.
Okay. Now, I met her on Instagram. This is like the first Instagram. Well, no, they're like the second person in Atlanta I've met on Instagram. So it's kind of fun. But it's fun to always have like another media personality.
Yep.
I don't know. We finna rock out. Now, how long have you actually been working in media? Actually, first, where are you from?
Okay, so I'm born DC native. Grew up in PG County, Maryland, Laurel, Maryland, till I was like 10, 11. But I actually spent most of my life in South Carolina. I grew up in Spartanburg, South Carolina. That's where I pretty much got all my upbringing and all of that. And now I've been in Atlanta for 10, 11 years now.
Okay. And tell them what your name means.
My name,
if you see her name on Instagram, it's not Molo. She just had me call her Molo because I can't say it. But no, it's a really cool name. Go ahead.
Thank you. So I go by my middle names. So my whole name is Phoenicia Moshua Loriel Jackson. So ever since I've been in Atlanta, I go by my middle names, Moshua Loriel. Moshua is supposed to be like a female counterpart of the Hebrew name Yahshua, and then Loriel for Elohim. Okay. But yeah, so nobody can pronounce it. It's just like Joshua with an M. But we just stick to Molo.
I think on site is once you say it, it's like, oh,
it makes sense when you see it.
It's like
Moesha, but Moshua. That's how I like to do Moesha, but Moshua. There you go.
No, just how we say Joshua, Moshua. My brother's name is Aharon. It's Arabic for Aaron. Aharoun. It's long. But it's when we tell people say Aaron, say Aharon. It's like, oh yeah, wow. Yeah,
I've never heard that before.
Now, let's get into it. Now, how did you actually start? You originally started as a model here in Atlanta?
Yes, yep. So I came from South Carolina. First of all, I wanted to be in Atlanta ever since I was young. Like that was my thing. I knew I wanted to be in Atlanta. South Carolina was too slow for me. I love South Carolina, but it was a little too slow for me. So as soon as I had the opportunity to move here, I dropped everything. I was actually a licensed hairstylist in a salon in South Carolina. That's what I was doing. So when I came here, it was kind of like I was jumping into a new arena. I had to find something because the hair market was so saturated and I was living with somebody else. It's just a lot trying to build clientele again. So I ended up getting into modeling. So modeling was my first gig. Then I used to cut up so bad backstage because I get really restless and I have the attention span of a squirrel. So I used to cut up real bad backstage, and then one day one of the coordinators came back there and was like, yo, do you want to just host the show? I was like, yeah, I want to host the show, you know? So ever since then I started hosting fashion shows. Like that was my thing. I love fashion shows. The energy, the colors, the noise, like I just love fashion shows. So I did that until I got picked up by a company who saw me doing red carpet for a fashion show, and they ended up letting me be an interviewer. So that was my first time ever interviewing. That had to be like, oh God, it's 2020 now. That had to be like 2012 or something like that. I don't know, that was a long time ago. So anyway, so yeah, that's how I got into my like actually doing host interviewing work. And I was telling my friend here, like, the celebrity interviews was real new for me, but my first interview was Joe, the singer Joe. And oh my gosh, I was so starstruck, but I handled it. Like once I got into the zone, I was like, but that was scary.
That's a big one though.
That was big. I wasn't expecting to start off that big. They were like, okay, you ready? I'm like, yeah.
But this is Atlanta.
You're gonna host Joe.
If they say you're gonna start hosting celebrities, it's on. It's really, really on.
I was not ready for Joe. I thought I was gonna start off with some little street performers and then like work my way up. Like Joe. I'm like, all right, okay, let's do it.
But you handled it.
I did handle it.
See?
I did handle it. That's when I realized that it's really what I wanted to do, because it was natural for me. I naturally, when I get in front of people, when I start talking, like the conversation is natural. I'm a conversationalist. So when I stopped thinking about it as an interview and just think about just talking to them, then it was natural. So even when I did Joe, I was like, dang, that was like way more fluid than I thought it was going to be, because my stomach was like this right here. So
now what got you to People TV?
Okay, so after leaving the company that I was doing the interviews with initially, I met up with someone I used to do photography with. He used to shoot me as a model. And he had some connections with media and stuff like that. So he ended up presenting me, hey, Quad Aaron. he ended up presenting me with an opportunity to do a show, which I've always wanted to do a show. So it was just God sent for it to present itself the way that it did. So that's how it happened. We started off doing. Oh no, I don't want to mess it up. Oh, Inspire Magazine was our first podcast. So shout out to Inspire Magazine. And then we did Molo in the City. And then somehow or another, after our first season, we were pitching it around and everything like that. And the executive producer, Quadir, he ended up, he just makes things happen. So he talks to people. He gets us indoors all the time. So anyway, so he ended up just talking to the people at People TV, and they loved it. So they ended up streaming us on People TV and on Roku. Yep. So it's very cool. Very cool. It was a dream. Like I've always wanted to be a TV host. So like, it was like the first taste of like really doing it.
But you have that energy. Like when I met her, she was just.
Hi.
She been like this nonstop. Like she ain't stopped moving yet.
I know. I swear, the ADHD, it's a gift and a hindrance sometimes, but mostly
in school, it probably was a hindrance.
Oh God, I was terrible in school.
Really?
You know,
okay,
like,
me too. Yeah.
I actually had really good grades. I've always been smart, but I had no focus. I could not focus. Like all through high school, all through elementary school, I was smart, so I passed for being smart. But I never knew how to study. I never was one for really reading and stuff like that. Like so, when I got to college, and you actually had to study, I hated it. I quit college my second year in, and I wasn't even making bad grades. I just literally was in the middle of a math test trying to study, and I was like, oh my God, I hate this. And why am I here? Like nothing about this is what I want to do with my life. I didn't want to have any career like that, you know, and I didn't want to be a lawyer or a doctor or nothing like that. I was like, why am I here? I knew I wanted to be an artist, so I quit in the middle of a math test. I called everybody I knew, literally went outside. I was like, Dad, I'm sorry, I can't do it. He's like, I understand, baby, I understand.
I was afraid to quit just simply because that was like the one thing my dad preached. He was like,
college?
Listen, because I wanted to go into the military. Like my dad, he talked me out of going to the military.
Yeah.
He was like, let's go to school. I was like, great, fine. I got in a lot of trouble. So after I got out of trouble, I decided to go to school. When I was in school, I had this is what threw me off track. I had one teacher, he was talking about entrepreneurship. And then he got around to telling us that you didn't need school for it. I was like, oh,
that's the real
I'm gonna highlight y'all.
And you know what? I feel like that's really important too, because I even tell my nieces and the younger people I see growing up now, like this thing about projecting that college is not for everybody.
Yeah.
And you not being able to go to college doesn't mean you're dumber. It doesn't mean you're less intelligent. It doesn't mean you're less worldly. Like college is not for everybody. If you have a career that requires that kind of thing, then fine. But it's just as important having a trade as it is having a degree. Like we're all relevant. You all have to find your ways. But what is the doctor gonna do if you ain't got the people who build and the welders and all that kind of stuff? You're like,
doctor can't fix your AC.
You know what I'm saying? So honestly, either a trade or college. Now I dropped out of college, but I was already a licensed cosmetologist when I was 17.
I'm a licensed CNA.
See? So you see what I'm saying? So when you have something already, you don't have to necessarily. That wasn't my thing. I couldn't do college. I would never go back.
Now, you do Molo in the City now, and I seen it. You get listen.
We Molo mixes now.
Oh, Molo mixes now.
Yeah.
Tripping.
No, you're okay.
You got to get me messed up one time.
On
them fruity drinks.
Too many Molos in there.
It's a lot of them.
There's too many Molos going on. Yeah, Molo mixes. That's my baby. That's my new baby. Yeah. So, because after I wrapped Molo in the City, we wrapped that after about 3 seasons. We did that. And I stopped hosting for a while, just kind of chilled. You know, us creators, we go through our stints of like not doing anything and then finding ourselves again. So I've been bartending for like 9 years. So I love bartending. Like it gives me that same creative outlet. I get to run my mouth to people. You know, it's almost like being a host because you got to entertain people. You know, you got to be fast. It's high volume, you know, stuff like that. So anyway, I love creating drinks. Like that's another one of my creative outlets. So it just made sense to me. Like you want a show. You're good at bartending.
Bartending show.
So Molo Mixes is my creative outlet where I create and recreate drinks and mixes for every occasion. Sometimes I do drinks that are already done, but most of the time I do drinks of my own creation. And a lot of time I create them right there on set. Like I don't even practice them before. We just get in there and I think of some ingredients and then we make it happen. But it works out.
You name them on the spot too?
Yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes I think before the show, like, what would I name this? Even if I haven't tried it, like, what makes sense? But yeah, sometimes we name it on the show. It's a very fun kind of just like experimental thing. Like, I don't expect it to work every time. 90% of the time it does work, but even if it didn't work, I was still
How often do you create like a bad drink?
You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't. Like, I think there was only one drink that I did that didn't work out. And that's only because I tried to do an ice cream, like an alcoholic ice cream. And it actually ended up still tasting good, don't get me wrong. But I put too much alcohol. And you know, alcohol doesn't freeze.
Oh, no, you didn't do a bad job.
Exactly. So, I mean, it still ended up being like slushy, but it didn't get back to the ice cream consistency that I wanted.
It was a smoothie.
Oh, yeah, the flavor was bomb. That was the Grinch. Go look back at the Grinch episode of Mola Mixes. But yeah, it was the bomb though. But yeah, I didn't go back. But I know now, if I tried it again, I think I could pull off the ice cream.
Okay, see? Let's do
I
it.
figured out the alcohol proportion.
See, I have something else for you.
What?
There was a lady who hit me up about THC ice cream. I got you.
I just experimented with, he's laughing because I just did a THC episode. Now, mind you, I am not 420 friendly, but all of my friends are. My entire cast is. So I'm like, you know, whatever. They were like, come on, you gotta do a 420 episode. I was like, okay, yeah, I do gotta do it. So we got our hands on some THC honey. You know what I'm saying?
That's the first. I've never seen that before.
THC honey, legit. Like, as soon as you open up the thing, it was like smack in the face. Like Snoop Dogg was right beside me. So we ended up, I just really made up something on the spot with that too. That day, they told me what we had. I was like, okay, what would make sense? And I just started putting some flavors together. And so, yeah, we just created it on the spot. So I made some THC drinks. Y'all check that out, my 420 episode.
You definitely have to check her show out. She's a whole character, man. She's a whole character.
And I'm tipsy half the time, so that makes it even better. I leave all the mistakes in, like, I love it.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
That's what makes it kind of like organic.
Yeah.
It makes it cool. That's why I watched it. I forgot how I saw your show. I have no idea. I know I saw it and I was like, oh, this is fine. Now, can you taste stuff before you ever actually put it together?
Yes, you know what, and it's funny you asked that because that's literally how I create my drinks. Like, if I can picture the drinks in my head, if I can picture the flavors in my head, then I can already picture what it's gonna taste like. And there's almost no time that I have created a drink that it didn't taste exactly how I envisioned it in my mind. Because I can just, it's almost like a painter can already see the portrait and then he starts painting all wild. You're like, what is it? But then it comes together in the end because he sees it in his head. That's how I am with my drinks.
Like when they do it upside down with a shoe.
But you think they're just coming out of nowhere, but they see it. They already see it. So that's how I am with drinks. Like, I feel like it's really like an art form. Like, I can taste it. I know what makes sense in my mind. And anything that makes sense in my mouth, I know it's going to taste like I think it's going to taste.
I have another question now. Wait, does this make you an awesome cook?
You know what? I actually am a really good cook, and don't get me wrong, I ain't no chef or nothing like that. But I cook the same way I make drinks. It's completely experimental. Like, I'm not the one where you be like, oh, make this, make that. Like, I don't know how to make that. But if I have ingredients, I'll make stuff happen. Like, every time my friends or anything come over and I just have ingredients and I whip up something, like, it's always the bomb. Like, one of my friends was like, you need to do a food truck. You just have to put some random stuff and you just make it taste good.
Molo's food truck.
Molo's food truck. No, I don't have the patience to be a cook. But for fun, I like doing it. For fun, yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna stick to the drinks. I'm gonna stick to the drinks. It's good. Stick to what I know.
So what's next? What is your dream for Molo?
I mean, you know, TV hosting is always gonna be. I've always had an affinity for that. I grew up as a kid. Anybody who grew up with me, who went to Chapman High School, what's up, y'all? They would know. I used to say I'm gonna be the next host of 106 Park, or even middle school. I think it stopped when we were in middle school. But I've always looked at Tigga, I always looked at Jalissa, I always looked at, you know, Terrence J, all of them. Like, I've always wanted to be a TV host. So, but I never pursued it. Even though I've always wanted to do it since a kid, I never did anything to pursue it. Everything that has happened has fallen in my, it ain't fall. We all know everything's purpose, but I didn't go out my way to find it. It found me. So it just, I mean, life is coming full circle. So I have all confidence in the world that I'm gonna get my show, my syndicated show.
Listen, speak it.
I claim it.
Who is that talks about manifesting? Oh, B. Simone. B. Simone is the person that talks about manifesting your.
Oh, that is me. She has a whole book.
Yeah, she has a whole book.
Shout out B. Simone. Okay,
people saw her in the picture with the baby and was like, she manifested that thing.
That girl is funny. She
is funny. She does her thing, man.
Wild girl.
All right. Now tell people where to find you.
Yes. So if you guys want to find me, if you can go on to Instagram and you can find me at Moshua Loriel, spelled just like Joshua with an M. So Moshualoriel. We also just started Instagram for Molo Mixes, so at Molo Mixes. On that page, you can actually find, I just was discussing with him that I started up my entrepreneurial business. So I do Molo Mixes Mobile, where I create drinks and actually have a delivery system. So we're like the Uber Eats of drinks.
How did you start that?
Well, I mean, essentially, COVID-19 hit, and there was no bracing for it for us at the bar. My job was one of the first ones to go.
I have friends who like work in hotels,
Yeah.
and like when it happened, they were like talking about it. It was like, yo, they're talking about they're gonna start limiting our shift. I was like, it's not gonna be that bad. They sent everybody home. The hotel ain't even open no more.
Now what's crazy is I worked at a hotel. I worked at a higher Regency. So literally they were talking about that Friday. Saturday they let us know we were closing Sunday. There was no preparation, there was no nothing. So I mean, you pretty much were just out of a job the next day. And I went through the whole process of trying to do the unemployment and all that stuff, but nothing was hitting immediately. So it's kind of either sink or swim, because I was still in South Carolina at the time. I had to come back to Atlanta, still had to pay bills. So it was just time. It was time. It put the fire under my butt to do what I should have been doing. So I finally invested in myself and I created the business, and it's been going really, really well. So if you guys want any like really unique creative drinks on the go, on the fly, delivery, hit up Molo Mixes. I do a rotating menu, so I'll switch my creative drinks around every so often, whatever like that.
Where do we find the menu?
It'll actually be on Molo Mixes.
Okay.
Yep, if you go on the page, Molo Mixes. Also, you guys can follow my YouTube, where I actually have my show, Molo Mixes, where we create and recreate drinks and mixes for every occasion. We literally do every holiday. It is the bomb. So follow me. We joke a lot. I'm usually tipsy. It's absolutely hilarious. Shout out to my cameraman, Brian, Keith Photography. Oh my God, he's the best. Nolo, my creative director. Dario, I am for Rio. He's the best. So my whole team is just the bomb. But definitely follow us on there. You'll get some really great drink ideas for every occasion, and you'll get to laugh at all my mistakes.
Yeah.
Because I don't cut them out.
The crew is like the best ad-libbers of all time. You just get to see.
Hearing them laugh in the background is some of the best footage that I get.
Yes.
They just be dying, and they try their best not to laugh, but we just.
Y'all really have fun on there.
Yeah, we do. We have a ball.
All right. It's Kool Breeze. You can find me on Instagram at Kool Breeze Media, YouTube Kool Breeze Media, Twitter at King Breeze Sensitive Ass, and Facebook at El Cristo Negro. Y'all have a good day. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.